Heidi ho, guys! It's me, Danielle, in a super awesome top hat. This could be made into a cowboy hat, a top hat, anything that you so desire. Let's go ahead and get started and learn how to make it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take a paper plate, okay? For me, my head is much larger, so I ended up having a very thin brim to my hat. So you can start off by making the hat brim by drawing a 1.5 inch circle around your plate, okay? And after you do that, go ahead and measure. And after you do that, you can, After you do that, you can draw your hat style. So for this one, it was more of a top hat style. So you would draw this shape. Or if you wanted a square top, you would draw a square. So let me show you. Let's focus on the type of hat that I just showed you in the video a second ago. This is a top hat or a cowboy hat. What you'll do is you've drawn your circle. I'm not sure if you can see the circle that I've drawn on there. And after you draw the circle, you're going to want to draw the shape of your cowboy hat. Okay? See that? Next, after you draw the cowboy hat in the center of the plate, with the bottom of the design touching the circle, then you can color your hat, this part and the brim, with markers, or you can even paint it. It's totally up to you. So you're going to want to cut in between your hat and the circle, leaving the bottom of the hat attached. So what might be easier is take your hat and poke a pencil through and make a hole, okay? Like this. Then you'll take your scissors and you'll cut down to your hat design, and then you're going to want to cut around it, okay? So it can be tricky, but just be patient and it's all gonna work out. So cut around the whole design. And sometimes it's easier to cut out little pieces of the plate, and that might help you be able to move your scissors a little bit better. So after you have cut around the actual shape of your hat, now you're going to cut around the rim. Do you guys see this part? The rim where you made your circle, that's where you're going to want to cut next. This is going to help you determine if you need to make your rim bigger or not, because the circle part that we're cutting out here is the part that's going to go over your head. As you saw for mine, my rim had to be a bit thinner because my head is larger. For someone that has a smaller head, they might not need to cut much off. So let's pretend you try this on and you realize, oh, it fits my head. What you'll do then is you're going to flip up this part of your hat, okay? So when I say flip it up, I'll go ahead and show you. You want to bend it forwards. You may need to use your scissors a couple times to get it to sit up just so. So I've got it now. I've bent it up, and I'm just going to trim up these areas that look a little bit funny from cutting it with my scissors. And you guys will have colored it already or painted it already, Or if you prefer to wait to color or paint it until now, that is fine too. So here you are with your hat. You've cut away the area in between your hat and the circle, leaving the bottom part of the rim attached. Now, as we said, you can bend the cowboy hat forward. You can write your name on here. You can make a brim, or I'm not sure what you would call this, like a leather piece, as I did. Whatever you want. It can be whatever color you'd like, whatever design you'd like, whatever you choose. So you can also make a sheriff's hat if you want. And it's basically the same thing as the cowboy hat. It's just going to have a star on it, and you can color it, paint it in whatever way you would like. If you decided you wanted to do a square hat, the only difference is instead of cutting it into this little bulby shape, you're just going to draw a square and cut it out. So I can show you that quickly. So here's your hat. For making a square hat, what you can do is, again, you're going to want to draw a circle around your hat, which is going to be around 1.5 inches from the edge of your plate, okay? Now, you might have to cut some of it off. I just want to remind you guys of that because it's all dependent on the size of your head. So I have my circle drawn out with pencil. I like to do it with pencil so I can erase this extra part later. So I have this circle cut out. So the only difference that I'm going to do if I want to make a square hat is I am just going to draw a square. And it's going to be the same process. You're going to poke some holes to get the scissors through with a hole punch or with a pencil. And then you're just going to cut around the square. And I'm going to cut my hat down a little bit more just so I can bend it up very nicely. See that? But before I'm finished, I have to cut around the rim of my hat. So I'm going to cut around the rim of the hat. I know that my head is going to need a thinner piece around the rim. So I can start out with this, try it on, and if it doesn't fit, all I have to do is cut my rim to be even smaller, okay? So you just keep cutting around the rim each time, trying it on little by little to see if your hat needs to be larger or not. You don't want to cut it too small because if you do that, it's going to fall right over your head and it won't even stay on. So as I said before, you can color this before you cut it out or after. It's actually probably easier to color or paint it before you cut it out, because if your rim is super thin like this one, it could very easily rip when you are coloring or painting it. So this is what your squared hat would look like. And for your squared hat, you can go ahead and color it whatever color you want. You can add ribbon to it. It's totally up to you and your creativity. Can't wait to see you guys at the hat party. Bye.